yeah, they were all looking pretty good today, with the exception of Monacy, who hopefully can turn it around. And if he can, suddenly, who knows, maybe we've still got a lot more mileage out of G2 in this opening series for the group stage of IEM Cologne.
Movistar doing everything in their power to not push down mid when it's empty, but be a very dangerous decision. Cheating a third towards B, but even then, Sunpius is not convinced. Once he is, he can lob a flash over Coffins. The bottom is in ult mid, so G2, even if they want to fake out a B play, they are coming back eventually. Too strong at this A site. G2 just hoping kills are delivered, gifted. But that's not the case. This setup is very scary, however. DeathZz, he either has to commit in Boiler and Die, or he has to full flank through Abs. Not great options here. Davi, he's blinded out of the round. DeathZz is insta-cleared. Lovely shot for Monacy. Great player to start off strong in this map, as we've already said. Sunpius is here just in time, but he's got to put on a show with a pistol. Blinded. These flashes for G2 are excellent, but so are the headshots. 2 in response. However, we know what Inferno's like. That retake is already difficult, if not impossible.
Yeah, you'd say it's pretty difficult.
Difficult.
Right, let's see.
If not impossible.
If not, Hunter should have the round in the bag.
Are you saying it's impossible?
It feels that way with this backstab coming in. Yeah. And there's Monacy to make it so. Him and Hunter doing the bulk of the heavy lifting there.
Monacy, Monadu. Triple kill on the pistol round, including the entry. But the real MVP is whoever threw the flashbangs. Because, my goodness, were Movistar blind in that round. Don't you agree?
I'd say I would agree, yeah. I mean, Sunpius especially was like kind of left giving us almost a cinematic camera angle of the push from where he was so blind. He's staring at like 3 people, but he didn't know that. Force buy in for the Movistar Riders, Scout for Sunpius, DeathZz, and Famous for Alex. He's crowdfunded that. Dropped over by DeathZz.
We call this an outsider's buy.
What do you make of the hero, Famous?
Kinder does it a lot on this exact map. He does the same thing. He plays close B, and James is a scout, and we have pistols around it. And Yakinda always takes Banana, usually early, but he can do it late round as well, and puts that Famous to use. Beautiful headshot for NiKo, and he even dodges the flash. That is expertly played for NiKo. That is experience reigning true for G2. And a double entry into this B bomb site. Doesn't even need to rush off the back of it. Smoked out. G2 can just group up an exec. And there really shouldn't be a problem. NiKo could even cycle the FAMAS to a Mach 10 teammate. There is a resmoke. But, yeah, okay. You just add 15 seconds to the clock here, or minus them rather. Only dangerous, G2 did just use their smokes, and they have no more, so they will have to fight into this site. And as a result, they're going to go back to A. It's a good call considering the utility. And so Davi G either go absolute beast mode, or it's G2 2-0.
Oh.
Well, okay,
what?
Maybe.
Now he's got an AK, now he's on.
All right.
And now he's dead. It's very, very short-lived there. The kind of rush of adrenaline we all just felt going, oh my God, is he about to do it? No, of course he isn't. And so now G2 on to a second.
Thanks.
They managed to get out of it with 4 alive as well, keeping the bulk of their AKs in tow. And heading into a round only up against the pistols here, G2 seem destined for a 3-0 lead before those rifles come out. Only team to have bested the G2 squad on this map in a recent memory is FaZe Clan. And so Movistar Riders would look to join a very exclusive club if they're able to surprise us here.
Yeah, I mean, 11 out of the last 12 for G2 on this map is pretty insane. And it goes further than that. It's also 14 out of the last 16. Like, these numbers are really good for G2 on this map. So that's just how shocking it would be if Movistar picked it up. You know, on the flip side, talking streaks, Movistar on a 6-match winning streak. Only some of these being at Cologne, obviously coming off the back of Valencia, where they won the whole competition as well. Taking down both Sprout, couldn't make it to that next stage of Cologne, but even outsiders who are also in groups after their run. All right, nice flash peek. It's a good way to grab a kill. DeathZz even gets out. But G2 will go into that B-bomb site, and it should be easy pickings with shots like that. Alexi will take 2, fully blind onto mopoz, but perfect crosshair placement. NiKo's even going over the top, and ooh, indecisive.
Hey, I've heard of the hero Famis. I haven't heard of the glass Famis. I don't have to hear about it much longer. It's gone. That's deleted through the smoke.
Now what?
Well, there's that 3-0 you were kind of promised, right? It felt destined. Once you dealt with the actual dangerous force by the kind of the leftovers, the scraps from the force that were carried forward weren't going to do it here. One more kill would be kind of juicy. Like if you can take another man out of this round, you actually make it pretty expensive for G2. Unfortunately, it doesn't feel like it's going to happen. Just getting out with his Galil, gonna run that one forward. This guy doesn't really seem to mind what you're giving him. You know, he'll take a Famis, he'll take a Galil, he'll work with less, and he'll still get the job done. So now we have that buy round, and it is gonna feature the AWP right away, I'm assuming. They've got the money for it, and the difference between some Pius on an AWP versus rifle feels significant enough. And I think you want to get as many AWP rounds in while you can. CT AWPings, where is Defo going to feel the most comfortable? So he's taking it over here towards B. Wonder if we're going to see an early peek down the banana. Feels likely.
Yeah, roof molly's over though. G2 don't even want to try and run up B in the first gun round, know how much utility is going to be thrown there, but it's actually 3B, so G2 escalating the pace on the long side have found the gap. Alexi jumping, freestyling over towards this moto position. He can go through this smoke. They know he's here. He's about to molly as well. It looked like it. G2, they're going to go for a gung-ho A attack, and everyone is leaning back for Movistar. Look at these rotations through spawn. There's no flanks for NiKo to grab, but G2, they still have a 5-on-2 inside of this site.
Oh, mopoz walking through the arch side, going to deal with Alexi on this backstab. Oh. These rotates will get here in time, and they fight their way out on long. DeathZz inside of the site goes unaccounted for, up on Cold, and Hunter now all alone in this one has got a lot of work to do. 4 players about to peek him, all in tandem, and there's not really much that could have been accomplished there for Hunter in the clutch.
Yeah, I don't really know what the plan is there for G2. They had a perfect start to the round. They found the gap they were looking for. They got everyone in position around the bomb site, and then they just stopped, right? Like, unless the motor smoke wasn't meant to come in, but you so often see players go through that on these A-Raps, because if you have a triple pinch, Movistar just don't have the numbers there. G2 knew they didn't have the numbers. That's why they were long, but Alexi waited so long that that rotate came back in and killed him before he could do anything. So I would have loved to see G2 go quicker on that round. Maybe they were just trying to micro a few more details and bits of utility, but the hesitation loss on that round.
I went from being mad nervous to Movistar to feeling like actually, it was G2 who kind of made the misstep after finding a golden opportunity. When Movistar Riders didn't take any banana info early, that meant they had to maintain the 3B, and so that made me really nervous. But it ends up working out thanks to G2's hesitancy. And now this apartments push, netting 2 kills for the Movistar Riders, might force a B play out of G2. They don't have any real estate over towards A. Their hands are tied on this one. NiKo goes through that smoke at top banana, but the rest of his team are trapped behind it. And so he's a lone wolf, fed to the enemy. And the rest of his team are now desperately trying to pick up the pieces. Just Alexi and m0NESY left up in this one. They've at least got control over the site, a chance at the plant, but it will be denied by Alex. And so m0NESY spammed out, finished off as that smoke fades. It's another round for the Movistar Riders, and now the money broken for G2.
Yeah, nice double app setup to begin that round. That's why it was also cooked towards BT. G2 just kind of had to go after spotting this. Movistar had some nice setups to begin this game already, even though G2 had that previous round read. Weren't ready for the double apps. Staying on the boost after a kill, that one is inquisitive. He had the support of Alex, but some whiffed shots as Alexi got into pit meant that he couldn't play until the smoke had faded. Still not really a problem as G2 are put on pistols.
Lovely.
Yeah, I mean, Sunpies has been doing this all day. Hunter wants his pistol. Where is it? Nice. Got a P250. Blocking his teammate back under.
NiKo going back and getting the bomb. Wow, that's very wishful thinking here.
Oh, run boost or just a normal boost? Yeah, kind of hard to run boost on an elevation like that mid ramp. Honestly, will take abs, but if they go up banana, it's going to be a mauling. G2 will avoid that position and just explode mid together. Movistar Riders are so passive on this anti-eco, not only because they have the 5-on-4, but also the range advantage means these pistols are not too effective. They get into spawn, but at least that info is commed across. Sunpius backs out, lets the rifle cover him. As they get very, very close, DeathZz will let them go no further. 3-3, a buy for G2, but I'm not worried yet.
Oh, Sunpius has a B spawn right now. I think he takes it. Not every day you're going to get one. Not something he really tried yet either. Last time we saw him go B, it was very, very passive. So he's going to look to get stuck in with that AWP early. Now, once again, this is going to leave like the triple B early on. But this time, because they've actually taken banana and Sunpius is even getting on top of the half wall, they immediately rotate Alex back. So A is no longer a two-man hold. It's back to the more standard three-man with a fourth player even rotating around because Sunpius has so much real estate. That means G2 are walking into a stack. They've dealt with one man on short, but now there's another. DeathZz flushed out. There is still a third man moving up the short side, and they shouldn't be ready for him, especially not after seeing mopoz over here inside of the site. Backstab for Alex is lovely, and Jack's down in the pit all alone. That's a thing of beauty there out of Movistar Riders. Very, very clean. It starts with Sunpius at banana. I like it, right? You saw how different that round was. That was literally a repeat of the last triple B lean with the double A hold, where G2 accelerate the pace into an A play, but there are a couple of key differences here. Because Sunpius had the spawn, he actively took banana early, and that meant that immediately those two players that were accompanying him to watch for a rush could rotate back to A, and in the long run, that allows them to pick apart a much faster G2 A exec with ease.
So blind. Still gets that kill. And yeah, G2, there's a couple of gun rounds in this game where they've started off really nicely in terms of position or advantage, and then they've just not been able to close it. Some of this trading has been a bit whack once we hit the mid round. And you often see G2 kind of patrolling solo in positions on this A side. So Movistar Riders have been doing a very good job of keeping a lid on it. When you're up against an Alexi B-led team, you've got to be ready for those quick apps pops on this map, right? It's no joke. He's loved that in every roster, from Ents to OG here as well. Nate in middle, good damage, and a second as well. Ouchie. It's going to leave a sting on G2, even flashed out. They just can't even get up the bracket yet. DeathZz is here to maul. Dabby's blind. Good flash from G2, though. Can they do anything with it? A second kill would go a long way, but now they've got to commit to the bomb. Jax will hit the headshot. Gun's gifted, but you don't have time to mess around. The AWP is here. It's ready to fire off. Jax is going to destroy it. And a 2v2 for G2 into the post plant.
Yeah, gonna go grab that AWP as well, but the smoke on Moto is faded. Jack's left out in the open with the deagle, tucks himself in at grave, and is looking to even go 1-for-1, but he's now knocked out, and Alexi's followed up onto mopoz, crept underneath the graveyard player, so it kind of threw the timings off for Alexi. They get it back under wraps. All in all, good little pistol round out of the G2 squad, right? You always get nervous losing your rifle players in mid, having that AWP left solo. Sunpius falling could have marked the start of something there for G2, but the response is super clean, super determined. They didn't wait around, didn't let G2 get set up in a 2v2 post plant. They knew the best option was just to play it quick. Don't let him solidify those crossfires, don't let him grab that AWP. So it all comes together very, very quickly. Good like crisis management there from the Movistar Riders.
Okay, we got T-side AWP out now for Monacy. Holding the mid-cross, no one's there. It's, again, this triple B start, it's been consistent for Movistar. And Alexi's going to be cornered. He's got a smoke ready, but mopoz picks NiKo, who again dies first. But that's just really unlucky. He's bottom ramp. Just getting face deep. Alexi flashed out the corner, but some players can give it up without getting punished. Nades will do nothing. 5-on-4 for Movistar, and again, look at how they play in these 5-on-4s. They give so much room to G2. We're now into a double pit setup. The long player is in CT spawn, welcoming G2 into his bomb site, beckoning them into his setup. Flash for a fight on the arch side, sees nothing, smoked off now, but it's a bit of a ruse for G2 to keep 2 players alone at this B bomb site. But yeah, the util game today on really both teams, but especially Movistar, has been pristine. It was on Vertigo. A top B molly to slow it down, and in that time, Alex pushed through the library smoke, and he's cleared out mid. He needs to start a rotate, either a flank or alongside one very quickly. 30 seconds, G2, they are coming back to check middle. They don't like what they see, but Hunter won't fully commit. Knife out, and Alex is gonna get a freebie. Now G2 have to go.
Yeah, their hands are tied. They're forced into a B play here. And as far as they're aware, this site could even be stacked with info getting taken over in mid. Rotates are only just moving around, so temporarily they've got a route that could be found here if they can deal with the 2 B site defenders. Jack's going up, going over, and into the back of the site. Didn't see the AWP.
Molly. There's no time.
There is the end of this one. It comes to a bit of a horrific end. Navi even putting salt in the wound there with the finishing kill. Movistar Riders up on a 6. Don't know how some Pius goes unnoticed at the back of the site.
That
the molly smoke just blocking the viewer, Jackson. You know, he was screaming out, notice him, Sun Pie. Notice him. You
yeah.
Get it?
I get it. Yeah, you could have saved it for actually, no, that's a pretty good, that's a pretty good time.
You know, because I don't want his big highlight clip to be, notice me, Senpai, notice me.
Oh, I mean,
it's like a very dated meme as well.
Yeah, true. That was good. Well, he wasn't noticed, and yeah, well, it's called dark for a reason, Harry. It's very dark back there, and the Molotov smoke doesn't help either. Could see nothing. Movistar, what a perfect round from that long player to push through the moto smoke and even clear all of middle. Alex catching a Hunter at the bottom of mid. And on those T-sides on Vertigo, the one guy who was putting in the work, who was getting those entries gone, was Hunter, and he's 2 at 8 right now. He's having a bit of a mare. NiKo's been picked first a lot. This is the firepower duo of G2, and so we need more work from these guys in gun rounds. Quick B approach, great grenades is going to force a lot of respect. G2 try and commit, but they've got to smoke a Molotov. They're getting chewed up right now. Can Movistar Riders stop this pistol assault?
Good positions, good crossfire here inside of the site, right? They're dropping over the top of oranges. Some mopoz kind of needed. Felt the urge to swing on out here. Alex still alive at the back, and I mean, in tandem, you went from getting one singular fight and no one giving anything else over to suddenly 4 players swinging you through 2 different smokes and from backside. Like, it goes from finding nobody to suddenly everyone is there. Everyone's making their presence known. Really, really, I've been so impressed with just like the kind of protocols in moments like this out of the Movistar Riders, man. I really have. I think their trade work's been great. I think they've been playing off of each other really nicely. And it's like as we get into the nitty-gritty of mid-rounds, it feels like they're all on the same page here.
Dude, what a time for the Riders who, you know, last year, during those RMRs, they came through with some nice results. They got a lot of attention, stole the show, and then they kind of fell back into irrelevancy for a bit. But now they're on a hot streak, Harry. An event win in their pocket, and some upsets in their sight lines. Not just back against Vitality, but now looking to 2-0 G2. I mean, this would be pretty monumental if they could take down G2 on this map of all. It's still early days. G2, just a couple more rounds on T-side could be enough. But right now, another 5-on-4 taken by the Riders. G2 gonna have to go back to middle. Again, weak on this A-hold on Movistar, but that's not really stopped them before, has it? Some Pius is positioned with the AWP on the short side. G2 should be able to flash them off, though. They have had some excellent flashbangs up over middle. But those timing shots, those blind timing shots, Harry, they will kill anyone. They will let anyone down. Alexi, ooh, he wants to fight, but he can cross over for free. They actually try to bait the shot out, and oh, they will get it, but it's not going the way they want. A single point of health, then they will finish the job. The flashes may be good, and this time Alexi comes through the moto smoke. Look at the difference. This is what we wanted in that first gun round. Completely caught by surprise were Movistar. They may have known he was there, but they can do nothing about it. And even though it's even Stevens, it's a save in a 3-on-3.
Yeah, you don't really have a choice to go for this one. Your 2B players just so far removed. And so you're going to bow out, give G2 the respect this time around, and you're dead on, man. Alexi rushing that motor smoke does just make all the damn difference. It's really why you drew so much attention to it in that first A play when he didn't, right? It allowed those B rotates to come in and just mop up some free kills on someone who ultimately wasn't accomplishing a hell of a lot. Yeah, really nice stuff there, especially considering it didn't really start on the best of foot, right? You know, you have Alexi get spotted at long, you get Jax tagged and naded out over at short. There were a lot of ways that could have gotten weird, could have fallen apart, but it didn't. And so G2 able to deliver the goods, find themselves a fourth, and that's in spite of starting this round off a man down.
That check at the start of the round was dirt as well to see m0NESY on the boost. And NiKo, don't think you realized that the new bomb radius right there did not get to the back of pit in time. We're going to see a lot more. I think at one point we might even need to change the name of default. I don't think we're going to see default get anywhere near as much usage on this map anymore on the A site, just due to that new bomb plant. Almost every game of Inferno you're seeing backside plants, mid-site plants, just anything to give you that little bit more room to hide in the pit and not have to escape. Often you get trapped in and surrounded by CTs. But G2, they break it. They get back on the board. They get m0NESY another AWP. He was picked over the smoke last time. But he is definitely having a better game. I mean, he's already outshining his score from the first map. We're not even at halftime yet, so a better sign for G2 perhaps if they can keep this one rolling. Only 2 at B to start. Not had to deal with any immediate B executes for G2. Movistar's util is nice. A mid-banana smoke to give them logs, but nothing more. And G2 would not want to risk going through that one. NiKo might go over though. With a set smoke like this, you know Movistar have done their research. G2 just don't believe it. Alexi, bigger brain, walks right through. Hunter again baits an AWP shot. This time he doesn't eat it. Scary flash, but mopoz's steps are heard. They know he's close, so they're more than ready to take that fight. If you get a double entry at this B site right now, the round is done. Alex only just skirts into the bomb site himself. DeathZz comes in for support, but G2 have done what they need to start this round. Either site is an opportunity now as they have Movistar split 2-2.
Oh, but Movistar are taking a gamble here.
No
It's
way.
gone quiet over towards B, and so they start to pull everyone over towards this A bomb site. They're saying essentially, either it comes A and we win, or we end up saving. Oh, some Pius with the double. Lights out on this AWP. Snuffs out the mid play, and for G2 now, the alarm bells are going off. 20 seconds left as they try to commit. That Molly's going to force a swing, and NiKo will get rid of the AWP. 15 seconds. Time is of the essence here. Dealt with the man inside of the site, or at least one of them. DeathZz could do this by dropping that bomb. There simply isn't time.
Run.
Alex is running away.
He's won it.
And he gets out of there with seconds to spare. Movistar Riders have stolen this round away from G2. Beautiful scenes. It starts with some Pius trapped in the cubby in middle. Excellent double up to waste a lot of time. The gamble to pull everyone over towards A. And then Alex and DeathZz coming together at the end to win it to time.
And it's that stack that you called, right? It's that early gamble rotation to move 3 out of their 4 players into that A site. It's the last thing G2 expected, and they did not clear their corners. Dear, oh dear. They almost caught Alex running away as well. He got tagged on the exit, just got around the corner. DeathZz getting aggressive now. He's had enough. Oh, and it's perfect. G2 have been getting a lot of respect in this game. No longer. What a flex. NiKo's going to go over the smoke this time. He doesn't like it. And neither does mopoz. Perfect kill for NiKo. That's back-to-back rounds on B entries for this guy. Can they do anything with it? Might just need to fall back into a flat B execute in this round. They don't have a lot. And these A plays have not been working for G2 for the most part. Good leg. Alexi gets put down low. And G2, they want to go.
Yeah, they're coming through this. Alex boosted up. This needs to be checked by Alexi. That gap in the smoke makes you nervous for a moment, but the drop on down after one kill is nice. You try play around the man advantage here. G2 might be in the sight, but their real struggle's just beginning. Gonna get that bomb planted. Rushing down the AWP.
No.
I cannot believe that Pius isn't punished there. He's trapped in a corner. He had one chance to hit that shot, and it had to be immediate, and he manages to make it look easy. Now just m0NESY and Jax. They can't have a bit of a crossfire. That smoke either forces Jax to go play Banana or push ahead of it, and he's going to elect for the former, hiding in that smoke Banana side with m0NESY dead. Jax has come through, does what he can, but ultimately Pius will snuff that round out for the G2 squad, doubling up on the AWP. And delivering a 9th to the Movistar Riders. I always do it, Movistar.
Yeah, I mean, we're watching a great film right now.
We are, man.
This is a classic.
Like star-studded cast as
Yeah,
well.
excellent. I can't believe this kill. It's not really a corner, but he gets away with it anyway. The jump. I'll have the Vitello Tenato, please. And my friend will have the Cano di Calamari.
Oh. Actually, I'll have the Spaghetti Vongole.
Very English of you.
Yeah, that's how I'd order it. Can I get the Vongole, please?
Yeah, the Vongole would be lovely, mate. Cheers. Where is it? Italy? Pretty sure Inferno's Italy. Yeah, it is. I know it is.
Nice.
Right, 9-4. This is worrying. This is struggle street for G2. They are having trouble. More bad metaphors as they go back into another gun round. Pius, quick peek on the bench. Careful, buddy. Careful. Alexi's holding. But again, it wasn't a it wasn't a one and done map for Pius. He's kind of kept it up in this one since having that AWP out. 14-6, putting on a show. Davi deep in apps with cover from that orb. G2, they're coming out boiler though. It's a quicker round. I like this for G2. Taking a lot of mid early. Davi turned the wrong way. Hunter's coming from the boiler side. Orb scopes up, flashed off. And Hunter's just playing with his food, doesn't want to offer up that 4-on-4. Yeah, this is it for G2. Go back to B, run and execute. You know Movistar aren't going to be out of nowhere gamble stacking B. At most it's 2, and it's not even that right now. mopoz is trying to get the early warning by pushing back behind sandbags, but if he's not getting 3 kills here, this round should be G2's.
Oh yeah, that flash is brutal, man. m0NESY hangs him out to dry, and Alexi finishes the job. They are still rotating in. Get a smoke top Banana. Alex might want to fight with this. Molly down as well, but Alexi's already made it up and past it. The rest of G2 are flowing in. Alex is going through with a flashbang, and Alexi was ready for it, playing anti-down in the pool, not blinded. Oh, Movistar Riders, I mean, hell, give it a look in. May as well. They've got all the money in the world for round 15, and you never know. Pius now knocked out, and so yeah, the odds of making a miracle happen here are pretty much out the window. They're going to go and save.
Six-round T-side would actually be fine. Like, you can work with that. Oh, they've heard deaths. The Hunter has been dispatched. And, well, not much you can do about that. 5 alive for G2. A reassurance at the end of the half, but no AWP in the final round for them. Pius can get his, however, and certainly will. Movistar, regardless of what happens here, it's 9 rounds, very comfortable, but I'm interested to see what the T side is going to look like. Statistically, it's not been a great map, as we've already pitched for Movistar Riders. They do seem to be playing a different level than that of previous, but not having that experience against tier 1 teams on this map is definitely a difficulty. Same early default for G2, Hunter working apps, Banana getting taken. m0NESY's holding mid this time. And Again, smoked all the way out of Banana. Those Molotovs are so oppressive, and it's forced a lot of util out of G2. It's going to limit them later in the round. Again through the smoke, but this time mopoz wins it. I don't know how. That's not NiKo's kill, and he's still here causing commotion, but not forever. Alexi's going to spam out Alex coming up through that smoke, and G2 have turned this one around very quickly. 4 on 3. As said, lots of util dedicated to regaining that Banana control, but it was well worth it. They can exec right now, and that would win the round, but with Hunter's deep position, they want to make use of it.
In doing so, though, they're going to play right into the hands of this AWP. Some Pious wide out in middle, really lusting for a fight here, with Love a chance at the equalizer. But he won't get given it. Smoked off. They've nullified that up, forcing him to fall back and take up a position at Moto, which Hunter is currently holding. He's waiting for a smoke walk. Oh, the timing on that nade pull, unfortunate, and it sends some Pious back into the guns of Hunter. Now just Davy left up here on the balcony. He's gone unchecked, but giving away his position seals the deal. And G2 look for a 6 to close out this first half.
Yeah, the roller coaster of G2 fans, emotions is hopefully getting restored a little bit here. This is a very good half. It's good enough, at least, for G2 to pull this one back in the CT side, but even so, a late activation. Better late than never. DeathZz just got to do exactly what G2 want and walk into their sight lines. 1v4. Couple of shots off, hits one, headshot, and he's gone. About time for it as G2 find a 6th at the end of the half, and we will get to see if this is going to be a 2-0 or if G2 can take us to nuke. Join us after the break.
All right, G2, they've been able to put 6 rounds up on the board at the end of that T-half. All in all, pretty par for the course. This is where they're going to look to do their best work, and they will have to if they want to make this a 3-map series. Movistar Riders have come into this one firing on all cylinders. They're hyped, they're screaming the venue down, and they're believing in this victory to open up their run in the IEM Cologne group stage. Currently 3 rounds to their advantage. Often look good in pistol rounds, so let's see what they've got cooked up for us.
Yeah, similar situation to Vertigo, where they had their own, G2 had their own mini comeback in that second half, but it wasn't enough to knock the Riders off their bike. White knuckles as they grip the handlebars and wait at the B site. mopoz probably just going to be faking things out. That bomb's in apartments. G2 have read it well. 4 on A. The old Gamblino has gone well, but they might get pulled apart as a 2-smoke execute into this B bomb site is thrown. DeathZz might get spotted in the middle, catches Alexi, sees another as well. They're going to come up from behind, caught by surprise, and DeathZz is good for one, but Hunter responds, dropping the bomb. Still 3 on 2, and we've got a weird 1-on-1 on the B site. Hunter is left alone. He has the world on his shoulders.
Yeah, he's responded to it early on well, right, with that double, but things are about to get harder before they get better. Bomb now retrieved for the Movistar Riders. NiKo committed to a flank down banana, but the Movistar Riders are heading CT bound. Hunter doesn't even look like he's heard this. You think he would have said, NiKo, mate, I heard footsteps going long, and right now, G2 have been perfectly outpositioned here. I can't envision a world in which G2 win this one. They're so far removed from the B site. And some Movistar Riders looking good to win the pistol and throw themselves back into this matchup in a very big way.
That hurts for G2, that really does. NiKo got duped at that B site by mopoz's fake and the full flank down banana. They've got a kit, NiKo's picked it up, so I'm not going to count them out just yet. It's the cousins trying to collapse upon this B bomb site. But everyone's tucked in. mopoz is the only info man. Players can swing off his contact. This spawn plant is good, but committed is DeathZz, and he's dead. Uh-oh, it gets a bit weird now. As the time ticks away, there's still a chance. mopoz needs to buy a few more seconds, and I think he's done it. Double headshot from mopoz. The man to fake out B is the one that stops the defuse right then and there. 10-6, a pistol round snuck past the keeper. And Movistar Riders looking to 2-0 G2 in their opener in the groups.
Would be one hell of a way to start, man.
Unbelievable if they can do it. Really, like, I've been doubting the whole way, at least on this map, right? But this is quite the start. We know, you know, again, like, comes down, they've already played their play and they've already been warmed up to this environment. G2 coming in with some ring rust. But yeah, it's just, you can't afford to have that happen at this kind of event. Could be knocked right into that lower bracket immediately. Deag's out. On a C, can't connect. Keep in mind, this is also the group of death, Harry. So going lower bracket here is, it's not like you're going to be able to face a free win there. This group is so competitive.
Yeah, it would be a super terrifying start to G2. Hang on a moment, though. They do manage to hold on in this little fourth round, and monocy suddenly comes in with a double Deag. DeathZz now all alone. Left up in this one in the 1v4. He does have time on his side, but that's really where his list of pros about begin and end. Drop that smoke, try to get the bomb planted. G2, they don't buy it right away. Now they know that bomb was stuck. DeathZz trapped inside of the site, playing around this smoke, but he's getting crept on from behind. Managed to get himself up towards gold, looking for these players that have snuck through the moto smoke into the site. And as it fades, they should have the drop on him. Alexi might die, but NiKo's got it locked in. And so G2, they do deliver the goods here with their force buy. Big stuff from monocy. Hunter as well, doubling up in that push right with the SMG. I don't think monocy's very much worth highlighting here. He was a real kind of quiet individual on that opening map. Kind of turning it around now, maybe at just the right time. He plays a huge role in that round, getting won by G2. It's his double Deag that suddenly tips the scales in the blink of an eye massively to G2's favor.
Yeah, that retake was real funny for G2 as well. They knew, thanks to Jackson the Pit, that he couldn't have crossed out the site. So, little peekaboo play from Alexi behind the box and NiKo on top. Different elevation made that very hard. But a plant is going to give a bit more money later on for Movistar to buy up. They're still full eco here. Just want to get it going, get it gone quick. A lot of teams would force here, but Movistar would rather rifles, and I respect it. Shall give G2 a nice clean round, you'd like to think, but full blind, no way. Team kill, not ideal, but they still get the entries, Harry. This has gone 3-on-3. It should have never have been. A bomb plant can come through at B. Dabby G, if he doesn't get cleared, oh, he goes Glock burst. I think he still would have got checked, to be honest. Boost up, denied by monocy. That's a smart hold from monocy. I can't believe he's ready for that. He's probably holding the orange boost, but it works out wonderfully anyway. And G2, they save it from getting full eco'd. Could have been very, very bad. Movistar, though, do some damage, come in with the guns.
They win the round, but like, what does that do for the branding? If that was really G2, they should have probably took an L to the full eco.
Yeah, exactly. We are on the CT side. Let's see how those bomb plants go, how those diffuses come, or whether they don't.
Oh, Modesty tries his hand at the peek down mid. And some Pius says, nah, mate, I'm the only AWPer here. Absolutely shreds him, and now has a route to get his preferred gun over in top mid. Might elect to do so with DeathZz being relegated down to a Galil in this round. Might not be a bad pickup, especially considering it feels like they could be on their way to a post plant where that AWP would look real pretty. They've gotten out long. They're starting to wrap this A play now. They do have to go eventually. They're on a bit of a timer here because of these rotations already coming over from B. Now I'd like to do something a little different though, slowing down for a moment, exploring some other avenues. This could give up some 1v1s, but somehow DeathZz drive-bys NiKo and knocks him out of the round. And you know that NiKo's just rotated over from B. You know that you've weakened that B site.
Wow.
DeathZz is still hanging around with this Galil, just causing chaos in the back line. Gets a double out of it, but also fully disrupts both bomb site holds. That push from some Pius, little overzealous, and it might have given G2 a way back in right as it looked like closing time.
Yeah, right. Lock in a 3-on-2 post plant, you should be able to trade your way. Instead, Alexi's been given an opportunity, and he's going to make do with it. Coming through the smoke right now. Crouch through, mopoz missed shot. Going to try and buy time. A few seconds as he hides inside of the smoke, goes over the top of blue. Free kill. You can't even see him there, Jax. That smoke is too good, and he's got to save as a result. 1v2, and he is out of there. It's Movistar picking up the round, and yeah, a couple of, you know, over-facing, chasing moments for the Spaniards, but DeathZz comes in big with that double kill.
Yeah, I think outside of the some Pius push, that's like the one that you can disagree with, but I think everything else was very well put together. And I've got to say, you knew that Movistar Riders were coming into this feeling good. They've come into the back of this on the back of like validation as well, picking up a win. So it made sense that they were going to come in looking good, right? But I've just been kind of amazed at how smooth a lot of these rounds have been, how it all looks so put together. Very complex at times, and yet everyone's on the same page. And it feels like that's caught G2 off guard. I think they thought they could come into this kind of play in their own game, as it were. Feels like Movistar Riders are ready for that every step of the way.
Yeah, really warmed up off of that win on their home soil, coming right into Cologne. And this would be a 7-series win streak if Movistar can do it here. NiKo, some connections, but no kills. And through the smoke, Hunter has to go, but it's only 1-for-1. At this point, the round is done. Decided 12-8. They're already saving. And so Movistar, while they'll clear their corners, now ensured to plant. And this would be one hell of an upset. To do it against Vitality, who have shown inconsistency, sure. To do it against G2 in the opener, yeah, G2 haven't been flawless, but this would be 2-0 on G2's 90% win.
That's what I was going to say, right? Like, how G2 haven't been flawless across the board, but one map they have been damn near exceptional on is Inferno.
14
and here they
out of
are,
16.
getting pushed to the very limits. Movistar Riders looking to join the exclusive club of FaZe Clan, and that's it in the last few months to have beaten G2 on this map. And they're rip-roaring towards that finish line right now. you know, this was an investment out of G2. They threw some money into this one, and so that's going to hamstring them in this next round. That's going to leave them buying very late in this game. And the big issue with that when you're on this CT side, especially on Inferno, where util and kits are so important and they really take a precedent, you need them all. You're putting a lot of money in, and so if you end up losing a round, you're broke, man. And at this scoreline, that can make all the difference. That can be how Movistar Riders run away with this at some ludicrous, like 16-8 scoreline.
Yeah, you don't even have that mini comeback in there that at least G2 gave us a bit of confidence with towards the end of Vertigo with their T side. You know what? I'm going to look really far into the future, maybe unnecessarily so, but I'm going to do it anyway. If G2 do lose this game and go to the lower bracket, the team they'll face is the loser of ENT's Vitality, presuming to be Vitality, right? Off of just, you know, guesswork. G2 Vitality a limb game to start the group. That's terrifying. That's crazy, Harry. These two 2022 rosters that have, you know, at least...
These ones were... These two squads that you just mentioned, the G2 and Vitality, were put together to try and beat the beast of Na'Vi at the time. Now, I guess, FaZe Clan, right, as they've kind of risen to be the big dogs. It's actually kind of surreal. You know, when both these squads were announced, you found yourself going, okay, if anyone's going to do it, it could very much be G2 Vitality. And yet here they would be fighting in a lower bracket if this falls apart from G2 and Vitality lose to ENT. So let's see. It's very weird times right now. So impressed with what we got out of the Movistar Riders, but they do need to stick the landing here versus this low econ round. They're 4v4, but with a lot of damage dealt their way. They might be a little tepid, a little worried as to what they want to do in this one. Are they just going to follow through with the A play? Oh, well now they certainly are. The red carpet's been rolled on out. DeathZz is doing everything he can to hold on, but he's just one man, and he will get flushed out down in the pit. For NiKo and Alexi, they're very far removed. They've got a P250 and a Deagle, so they should never be winning this one. That's the 13th that Movistar were promised. They stick the landing versus the low buy. And now, if they win this next rifle round, they are running away with this map, and there is very little, if anything at all, that G2 can do.
Yeah, it's not like Movistar even like dropped ecos in the series. I don't think G2 have won a single eco round, which, you know, obviously it's not too standard, but like G2 have so many great Deagle players, so many great pistol players, scouts on Monacy. And yeah, G2 have won no ecos either in this BO3 yet, so Movistar have just been so clean, and some of that has been what you've been talking about, right, with the trade work. Oh, this is nice. The physical doja for Alexi. Oh, they were ready. I won't kill anyone. One more shot onto either of these players, and that would have been bomb deaths. I like the attempt for Alexi. He knows he can buy anyway. But yeah, this has been so clean today for Movistar, and they are just really one gun round away from doing G2 dirty. Great shot.
Hardest group as well.
In the hardest group.
So it's so mind-blowing. You've got to give them a lot of credit for this.
Gives them 2 lifelines to get through to those playoffs. I mean, it's crazy. Movistar in the playoffs? I'm speaking too soon. But right now, they're making a case for it.
Well, if this round isn't won, we are really in dire straits. One for G2, that is. Monacy does have this AWP, him and Alexi holding on to top banana. There's a double app set up as well. This worked to net them a kill. Last round in the low buy, right? The M4 was able to chime in from this position. But it doesn't look like it's going to get pressured anytime soon. Movistar Riders taking the top of banana. They're going to try and boost for this now. Monacy's fast. That's one thing he's got nailed down, and he doesn't even need to be too quick to hit that one.
Molly.
Luckily enough, the molly that's thrown in by Alexi is actually just saved Movistar Riders there by denying the boost.
What it has done, however, is pull a third player to B, and Movistar Riders have completely up and left. They're actually running it. They are not waiting around. They are executing instantly on their first mid control. DeathZz is alone in the pit, and Hunter smoked off in the site. He doesn't know where to look. Hearing spam, trying to fire back. mopoz goes over the top after DeathZz looks there, and it's a double entry into a bomb site. We know what that means in Inferno. Maybe an overface, but is that really going to tempt NiKo back into losing the map on the back of a retake they would rather save? hold on to their guns, give it another go.
They
but there's
have to hold
only
on to them.
so many lifelines you have if you're G2. 14-8 for Movistar Riders. And G2, like we've already said, have been near flawless on this map in 2022. 14 out of the last 16 games being won. Movistar, unbelievable game out of them right now.
Very much so, man. Imagine how that round feels for G2. You must be left like scratching your head like, man, how many players are we up against? Is this like an 8-man roster? They were just boosting, and we heard even more footsteps at top Banana, like what, 20 seconds ago, and now they've launched a full exec into the A bomb site right as we've up and left it with our third man. It's crazy. It feels so oppressive, and it's very impressive as well out of the Movistar Riders to be doing this and looking so comfortable while they're doing this. It doesn't feel like an upset. It doesn't feel like they're having to really grind these rounds out and it's all down to the wire and, oh, thank God some Pius is here dropping big numbers. Oh, thank goodness, you know, DeathZz gave us some big clutches. No, it's pretty clear cut in the majority of these rounds. G2 have just been outperformed.
Nice.
We need someone to step up. NiKo, hoping he can be that man, tagged by the nade early, forced into this Banana fight, but he has still taken the man advantage for his team early on.
Are they just going to do it again, Harry? Are they just going to explode? Some Pius is already lining up flashbangs over the apartments. Out they go. Multiple flashes, but multiple defenders this time. G2 have the numbers and aim in the right place. They catch Davy. DeathZz will trade. And Jax is back in the pit with a one-way to play with, but that Apps play is still a problem piece. m0NESY moves in. No Moto smoke down. He's got an open line of sight. They are not in a hurry, though. They're going to wait for it to bloom, forcing m0NESY to commit inside of the site. He's going to hit his shot. Bomb can't cross, and Alex gets traded. It's going to be a round for G2 finally on this CT side. About time after a bit of a lackluster map, game, day, tournament for G2.
And I mean, hell, like, don't get me wrong, it's an incredibly important round to win, but really it's just one step in the marathon that pulling this game back is going to be. You're still on the back foot in a very big way. You need to chain rounds together, and you've got to keep them clean, or else that threat of getting reset is always looming over you. It's not until they build up some residual money, chain together, I would say like 3 rounds with the next one having to be very, very clean up against NiKo, that you can get too invested in the comeback just yet. m0NESY with this AWP was scoped up in mid, looking like he wanted to fight early, but that's been denied, so he'll be a little more passive in this one. NiKo is also taking reins, taking ownership of Banana. He opened up that last round for the G2 squad. This time he's in hot water. They're moving in and they've dealt with him immediately. Wow. No heroics this time for NiKo. And now the pressure's on for G2.
Oh, he hit that. DeathZz down to 10 off of m0NESY's AWP as Movistar Riders did back up looking for this A-pop. Right now, Alexi is solo on his site. It's a real gamble, but G2 have got to make risks happen in a round like this. A man down for the map. m0NESY still has that mid control, but quickly gone thanks to the smoke on long. And mopoz, much as how he was in the pistol, is still trying to keep players at that B-bomb site. He's got a smoke to throw in. Meanwhile, Jack's getting aggressive. Make or break fights here. He needs to get something done. He can't. Some Pius with the crouch peek. We know he's the crouch peek king in this series. AWP or AK, he's got it. And it's again the save for G2 off the back of this A execute. To think that was solo Alexi at B. And just as G2 pull out of that bomb site, Movistar take it with 5 alive. 15-9, 6 chances to close the series and to push G2 into the lower bracket of IEM Cologne.
Would be unreal, man. I mean, this team was put together to win championships, to win grand finals, to lift trophies. They've been in grand finals. They've made deep runs happen. But IEM Cologne might start with a push through the lower bracket, as you say. Movistar Riders bringing their A game. And leave it to Carlos to return to his roots and make Spanish Counter-Strike great again. Like cursed monkey paw that he's wished on for this to happen. Yeah, I'd love to see the Spanish scene grow.
Yeah.
Oh, they're beating my team now? All right, this is it, G2. Someone needs to be that hero figure, because we're kind of missing it. Like, at least on Vertigo, you know, at the end of kind of each half, you had someone you could look to and know that they were going to do what was right. They were going to do all they could to turn rounds on their head. We don't really have that here. mopoz is not as quiet. He's looked good. He's not been a problem at all. But it's not like he's having some incredible performance, top in the charts. NiKo, relatively speaking, you know, kind of hit and miss over here at Banana, often falling first, kind of mixed bag of results. This round, he will trade that kill at least, which is lovely. Like that they send Alexi in, he runs through the smoke, he's used to that. It's kind of his whole prerogative, so NiKo's kept things even in the 4v4. But he is solely responsible for the B side. Just him, just NiKo. And the timing on that is atrocious. He might not live to tell the tale here. And if he doesn't, that B bomb site is now wide open. Movistar are going for the jugular.
Yeah, you can't save here, G2. It's do or die, and it's likely the latter. Hunter's got to come in with some incredible moment. mopoz can line up flashes back from spawn, but even that Molotov is going to delay this play. The plant is allowed, and Davi cut to kill on the rotation. This is it, folks. This is the Spanish roster knocking down G2 into that lower bracket. A 7-series winning streak off the back of a win on home soil at Valencia, and now making a run here at IEM Cologne. That's it, folks. 2-0. Movistar Riders are here to play.